I think Pierre Poilievre won Flag Day, guys. We can just call it right now. He's winning at life as well. Like at his Canada First rally today, his wife introduced him on stage. Some of you might know she's an immigrant from Venezuela. I did not even know she spoke English. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, okay? I've seen her speak in a few interviews in the past, and she speaks very well. She was up there flowing effortlessly between English and French. Like Chandra Iyer is probably pulling out whatever's left of his hair right now.
How's your French?
No.
No? No French?
No French.
Okay. The Liberal Party of Canada is the party of official bilingualism. It's going to be a tough one. I don't speak French either, so you know.
The point is that whether the Quebecers or English Canadians, it's not the language that matters, it's what is that they deliver to them.
But the language matters very much in Quebec.
No.
I've criticized Pierre Poilievre recently. I think he's been a bit under the cosh since Trump came into power. I think Trump has significantly hindered his reach in recent months. Yes, he has had the occasional viral moment, but by and large, the public consciousness has largely been occupied by what Trump is doing with tariffs and with annexation talk. The liberals have used that to their advantage. It is all PR, right? People don't realize how much politics is really influenced by perception. The liberals have taken the Trump rhetoric to paint a certain type of picture. Trump is against every single one of us as Canadians, and he is. Like, I don't think for 1 second he cares about a win-win when he can just take the whole pie. So if you believe that Trump is an existential threat to Canada, the next piece of that picture that the liberals have painted is that Poilievre is exactly like Trump. Trump light, if you like. Basically, Trump without all the divisive rhetoric. Personally, I think Poilievre chooses his words a little bit better than Trump, but I'm just telling you what's out there. But this Flag Day is different. A lot of people have said we should just ignore the threats of annexation by the US, as Mayor Bluster. That would be absolutely stupid. Like, I've heard some super dim people say he's just negotiating. Okay, let me paint you a really gross picture. Imagine you have a friend. He's jacked, like he's really ripped, right? Maybe he's like 6'5", the perfect male specimen. Okay, maybe not perfect. He has a drug problem. But you're boys, you've known each other for 200 years. I know that makes the two of you sound like vampires, but stay with me here, okay? One day you're sitting in your living room with your buddy and your wife walks by. Your friend follows your wife across the room with his eyes and says, I bet I could do her better than you. And she'll get lower taxes and better security. In that case, what do you do? What do you do? Do you smile and say, well, he's just negotiating? I think you realize that there's no world where Trump should be negotiating with his closest ally with such disrespect. He's eyeing our resources, our jobs, and that man is licking his lips. He's basically saying, I bet I could use them better than you can. And some of you are just like, yeah, bud, give him whatever he wants. Give him the slippery stuff. Get the popcorn out. Like, what the hell, guys? Flag Day this year is more important than ever. Jean Chrétien originally instituted Flag Day in 1996, and he joined the 4 other living prime ministers in a rallying call for Canadians to fly the flag proudly today. And I think Pierre Poilievre understood the assignment perfectly. He understood the assignment maybe more than some of the other people in the prime ministerial picture. I think Pierre Poilievre seized the moment. And this is probably Pierre Poilievre's superpower right here. He's able to articulate the problems that everyday Canadians are facing. Why is our economic destiny in the hands of Americans right now? Why is our military rotting right under our fingers? Like, why do we still have crazy interprovincial trade barriers? Why are our people dying of fentanyl overdoses? Why do we not have an east-west pipeline, right? I could go on and on, but Pierre Poilievre is meeting the moment now at a point where necessity has shocked us out of our sleepwalking. It is perfect for him. Like, as long as we face the challenges we face today, more provinces will come to the table and make concessions to allow free trade and harmonize regulations across Canada. The crazy thing is, although he says it will reduce the government debt, he probably will increase the government spending, at least in the short term. And we will thank him for it. The East-West pipeline, for example, that we need to build, that costs money. A new Arctic military base, that costs money too, right? Border security, new port scanners, like to prevent all the fentanyl coming through our ports. Those things cost money. These are not funds that are necessarily easy to raise with cuts to foreign aid, and certainly not from tax cuts, right? But Pierre Poilievre is meeting the moment. In this moment, Canadians are not distracted by culture wars. We just want our country to do better. Speaking of doing better, did you guys see Trudeau's Flag Day address? My goodness, it was so cringe. It was so cringe. Like, watch this.
We can build a better country for all Canadians. We can build a better world for our kids and grandkids, because this is who we are. This is what we believe in. This is Canada.
So tell me, why is he talking in an empty hall though? Like that part, like it was so obvious that the room that he was in was mostly empty. Like, why did they have to do him like that? And that part where he said, "This is Canada.
This is Sparta!"
That's typically when the crowd's supposed to go off. You know, nothing. I was like, come on, you guys could have done better with that. The production was very off. The other thing that Trudeau said as well that sounded a little cringe to me was he said we can build a better country for all Canadians. And in my mind, I was like, bruh, you've been there for 9 years, man. You've been there for 9 years. So what are you talking about? Look, okay? I don't want to bash Trudeau. Personally, I think he's been decent in the face of Trump tariffs. I agree with a lot of the actions he has taken of recent. Like even Pierre Poilievre has suggested many of the same things that the Trudeau cabinet has pursued. I'm talking retaliatory tariffs. I'm talking looking to find new markets and so on. However, he put us here. He has been here for 9 years. He put us in this situation. Anyways, I said I wasn't going to bash Trudeau. Look, you can tell the man loves Canada. He's at the Four Nations tournament today, cheering on Team Canada against the US. He was singing his heart out as the anthem came on. He loves this country, but he is not the man to do what needs to happen next. And he won't be. So, where was McCartney today? Where was that rousing message I wanted? Like, I wanted to be inspired. I think this was a missed opportunity for the Liberals. He has taken a more grassroots approach to his campaign so far. To be fair, he's not the official candidate. So maybe doing a big rally would have been presumptuous, but I want to be inspired. I want to be inspired. Like, you're not turning a 20-point deficit around in 2 months by going room to room. You want the biggest stage you can find. Could have used Flag Day, man. You could have used Flag Day a bit better. Anyways, you guys who tune into this podcast every week, you know I'm fair. I don't play these party games. Today, I saw that the Liberals missed an opportunity. I think they could have done better with Flag Day. I think Pierre Poilievre seized the moment, and that's all it is. Earlier this week, I said Pierre Poilievre was losing momentum in the polls, and Conservatives attacked me like I kicked someone's puppy, which is hilarious because the Conservatives typically accuse Liberals of being too sensitive. So many of you were in your feelings because I said Pierre Poilievre could lose because of Trump. Like, guys, go harder. I'm not bought and paid for like some of these big channels that you guys love to listen to. I believe in sensible discourse, not blind support. We analyze, we find common ground respectfully. No party and no candidate is beyond criticism. Learn that, okay? Look, I've still not decided who I'm voting for at this point. And if you're like me and you don't care for all the polarizing bullshit, I'm with you. I just want to know who will make my life better. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and join the conversation. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.